Welcome back to AFTV, everyone. Now, this time a year ago, Kai Havertz, Jurriën Timber, Declan Rice, we pretty much knew about all three, but Arsenal are a lot quieter this month, this month, a year on, as things are just a little bit slow. Now, it could be because of the Euros, it could be because of a lot of things, but it feels like transfer rooms are starting to heat up. And one of the players that has been linked quite a lot today from reliable sources is Guirassy. Now, Guirassy, the Stuttgart striker, scored a lot of goals this season. We'll go through his numbers. I'll give you everything that's being said in the reports from Sky Germany, but apparently Arsenal are the biggest threat. I'm sort of paraphrasing. I'll read you the report exactly, but apparently are in for Guirassy, and Dortmund fear. Again, I'm putting a lot of quotes out there, but fear Arsenal the most in this race. And when you look at his goal scoring record, you can kind of see why. But what I want to do is invite you all to let me know more about the player in the comment section below, because there's a chance I'm going to have to do an in focus about him. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not an expert, but I've done some research, and I'll let you know in particular what the reports are saying and what I'm making of, the links to this player. But let's just start with what Florian Plettenberg had to say of Sky Germany. He said that Serhu Guirassy, if I pronounced that right, has said that he's going to leave Stuttgart. He's informed Stuttgart of his decision. Chelsea are not in the race, but Dortmund, AC Milan and Arsenal are. So that was his first report around everything that was going on. But he came in with a bigger update. And what he said was that in the race for Serhu Guirassy, Borussia Dortmund fear Arsenal the most at this stage. I'm going to break down what we think that means in a sec. Guirassy has not yet made a final decision where he's going to go. I added the on when he's going to go. I'm paraphrasing. No club has received his commitment as of this evening. Dortmund has made it clear to him that he is their desired striker for this summer. So Dortmund clearly want to sign him. The decision will be soon after Guirassy informed Stuttgart that he will leave the club in the summer. Stuttgart always expected that decision. The talks are always fair and open. Now, let me just get this out there very, very early. If it weren't Sky Sports who are reporting this, I would think this feels very much like a ploy to speed up the negotiations and get the deal to Dortmund done sooner rather than later. I'm just being completely and utterly honest with you. It feels that way. But Sky are reporting it. They've said a few times that Arsenal are in the race, and it's not just Florian Plettenberg that has. It's Christian Falk who said that Arsenal are in the race for Bundesliga star, who has a separate release clause for non-German teams. Now that's interesting. Does Arsenal, do they have a bit of an advantage from that sense because they basically know they can just put up the money? Forgive me for this, I don't actually know what that release clause is. If you know, let me know in the comment section below and we will pin it. Now, okay, so I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical about how much Arsenal are really in for him. But again, it's coming from people who really know what they're talking about around German football. Sky Germany, of course, CF Bayern, who's always in the know of this kind of stuff. So let's just go through sort of some stuff we know on the player. Let's start with some data we have on him. He scored 44 goals in 58 appearances for Stuttgart in his time at the club. But more impressively, if you actually look at his numbers in detail, 28 goals in 28 Bundesliga games, 30 goals in 30 games in all competitions this season. So he's absolutely been rifling them in. This is a player who has been in red hot form all season, chucking 3 assists there as well. And you can see why he's in demand, right? You can see why clubs like Dortmund, AC Milan, Arsenal, and of course Chelsea were linked to. You can see why they're looking at a player like Guirassy because, oh my word, that is an incredible strike rate. What do we know about the player beyond that? Again, I'm being totally honest with you. I'm no expert on the player. I can give you his age. He's 28 years old. Arsenal typically have gone for younger players. Okay, there's been a Jorginho, but they've had a role to play in the squad. So is Guirassy seen as a squad player to come in for Kai Havertz? Is it Eddie out, Guirassy in, and you sort of upgraded your squad without maybe necessarily upgrading your first 11? I don't know. Is he better than Havertz? People who watch German football, let me know because you'll be experts on this. Maybe I should actually talk to a German football expert. Let me know if you want to come on the channel and give us your expertise on the player. But look, other than that, apart from his, great goal scoring record this season, he's only played as a striker this season. I've seen that he's played left wing at previous clubs. But his goal scoring rate at previous clubs isn't amazing. 25 goals in 81 games for Rennes, 9 goals in 45 games for Cologne, 1 goal in 9 games for Lille. It's not amazing. I mean, I know he's been on fire and red hot for Stuttgart, but 44 goals in 58 games, that's very good. But that kind of everything else is kind of a little bit contrasting to that. It doesn't read the same way. And at 28 years old, you can't say this is a player who's been scoring goals at every level and he's kind of ready for another jump. It feels like he's maybe been looking for I don't know, somewhere to be kind of comfortable. And strikers have that sometimes. Strikers just can bang goals at certain places. They're not out and out goal scorers wherever they go. Sometimes it is a case of they find an environment, they get comfortable, their teammates understand them, they find a tactic that works, and boom, they're suddenly firing goals, because you don't get to that level playing Bundesliga football if you're not clearly a very good player. So sometimes it's the fine margins that make the difference. And do Arsenal provide those fine margins? We might be a better team, we might be a more attacking team, we might create more chances. Does that mean he's more suited to us? Look, if these reports keep coming, we'll absolutely do an In Focus where I'll be utterly researched on the player and I will, know everything I need to know. We'll get some experts on the channel who really break it down. I'm just trying to bring to you the reports that have been coming out throughout the day. Now, of course, Robbie has talked about Guirassy on Transfer Daily, and of course, he'll talk about him tomorrow as well. But I just found it really interesting. Sky Germany coming out and being pretty, to the point, saying Arsenal are in the race. Dortmund fear Arsenal. It's worth talking about. But I have my doubts, and you can hear it from the way I've been talking about all this. And it kind of makes me wonder, well, what are Arsenal doing with the forward market in general? Because there have been reports emerging today that Osimhen and his price has dropped, that apparently Napoli would now take around 100 million euros for him, which I know you're probably thinking, wow, what did it drop from? Well, it was around 105 million pounds, the release clause, 105 plus around then. Now, 100 million euros, that's quite a big drop. I mean, I think that's about 84 to 90, it's between 80 and 90 million euros. That is a big drop for a player that was maybe 105. If you can get for 84, do you know what? Let's find out. What is 100 euros in pounds? 84. So 84 million you're getting for, as opposed to 105. That's quite a big price drop. And as you can see with Osimhen, there'd been loads of talk about him going this summer, but we don't really know what's happening. Everything seems really slow. So it makes sense that maybe they're happy to let him go for less than his release clause. But at that point, it's coming quite a bit closer to what they actually paid for him from Lille in the first place. So I think that's interesting around Osimhen. Let's see what happens there. Of course, loads of rumours and loads of reports linking us to Nico Williams. People talking about his salary and wage demands maybe being a problem. I'm actually quite skeptical about that, because he's on 170 grand a week. He just had a salary increase, I think it was in December of 2023. So 6-7 months ago. So I actually don't think if Arsenal were to sign him and put him on his reported wage demands, that it would be massively above that. And if it's not, then he's basically getting more than Ramsdale, Zinchenko, and around what Martinelli, Saka, Saliba are. Maybe you'd say, well, does he deserve that? I don't know. But it's not. If you're trying to sign a winger that is going to make a difference in terms of getting over the line for the Premier League and the Champions League, I would think around 200 grand a week is what that player is going to want if they're going to be that important to make that much of a difference. So I don't think the wage demands are as much of a concern as some people are making out. But we will see. It's all kind of rumours and reports, and no one's actually said this is what he wants. So we're just sort of trying to guess at the moment. In terms of others, I don't really think there's much more going on. Of course, we've been linked to Mikel Merino a lot today. A lot's been coming out around Mikel Merino, and that's pretty much it. I mean, Transfer Day will be keeping up to date with everything, but the breaking news from Germany, from Sky Germany, which I'll repeat to you one more time, is that Arsenal are in the race for Bundesliga star, who has a separate release clause for non-German teams. That's according to Christian Falk at CF Bayern and Florian Plettenberg. I mean, these are the two I recognise most when it comes to transfer news and rumours, from the Bundesliga, and when it comes to German football. They're the two I listen to the most. I might be wrong. Let me know in the comments if I am wrong. But again, Florian Plettenberg coming in with the big update saying that Serhou Guirassy, Borussia Dortmund fit Arsenal FC the most at this stage. Let's see. But honest prediction, I don't think that's the profile of striker we go for. Like with a lot of these players we've been linked with, I think it's just a player we have talked to and have got a feel for what the transfer might entail in case we want to get the £60 million winger and the £30-40 million striker, as opposed to the £80 million striker. Maybe we improve the squad for around the same amount. I don't know, guys. We will see. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comment section below. Sky Germany coming in big, saying that Arsenal are in the race for Guirassy. Let's see. Do you want him? Let me know in the comment section below. Like the button hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe to AFTV because we're keeping up to date with everything that's happening in the world of transfers. And to anyone who goes, I do want to say this, right? To anyone who says, just like all these rumors and it's all clickbait, it's all load of nothing, what these reports are saying. I would say that a lot of it is going to be that, but somewhere in there's truth, and we need to try and dig and find out what it is and try and understand what it is. And last year, Kai Havertz, I heard about that and I went, what? We're not in for Kai Havertz. And we absolutely were. Same with David Raya last season. And actually, I remember Alex Crook when he broke the news about Trossard in January 2023. And he said Arsenal are monitoring Trossard. And I went, yeah, okay, like, here we go. And we absolutely were. So with all these things, you could be skeptical, but it's very hard to know what Arsenal are doing. So it's important to talk about when the likes of Sky Germany come and tell us information. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see you all very soon.